Hi guys, Katie here with LuLaRoe, Katie Kokensparger. I am coming to tell you today about my first 2 months with LuLaRoe. I know I should have come and done the first month, but if that's any indication of how crazy it's been, when they say that it's a lot of work, it really is a lot of work, but it's so much fun. I can't even tell you how much fun it is. Okay, so we have been told that, and I did not realize this when I was watching all these videos and when I was in the queue, and I'm not sure if it was the same then or if this is a new thing, but on my team, we have been told that LuLaRoe's policies and procedures tell us that we are not supposed to disclose our income. Like, I can't tell you an exact number of how much I've made, and that's just for liability reasons, you know, like if somebody were to join and they didn't put the work into it that I've put into it or whatever it might be, and they say, you know, well, so and so over there said that I could make this much and I'm not making that much. So I'm sure that's probably why they have that in there, and a lot of companies, most companies, say that you're not supposed to disclose your income. So with that being said, first I want to tell you a little bit about what's kind of been going on the past 2 months. And then I will kind of give you an indicator of how much I've made without telling you the exact amount and stuff. So anyways, when I onboarded, I had my first launch. I got my inventory on a Friday. And I had planned to have my launch party that following Saturday, but once I got my inventory, guys, I just, you just don't want to sit on that stuff because you get it and you're so excited to see all these beautiful patterns and you just want to share it with everybody. So what I did was I just went ahead and jumped on, I called one of my girlfriends over and had her come over with me since it was my first live and I was super nervous, and it kind of helped calm my fears a little bit. So that Sunday night, which was the 12th of March. Yes, the 12th. I'm like, what month is it, guys? Okay, so the 12th of March, I had my first official sale. And that was a Sunday night. And like anything that could go wrong with a live sale did go wrong. Seriously, no joke, guys. My phone cut out on me 3 times. Then we switched to my husband's phone and that like overheated and cut out on us twice. Then we tried using her phone and that actually worked, but then she had to leave to go put her son to bed and we weren't finished yet because our phones kept cutting out. So while like the first time I started off with like, I don't know, 10 to 15 viewers or something, and then each time the phones cut out, it got smaller and smaller and smaller. And so definitely learned my lesson with that one, to make sure your phones are fully charged, ready to go. I thought mine was, but I guess I don't even remember at this point exactly what happened. I just remember they kept shutting down and overheating. And I couldn't see the comments, so we had to watch comments on another device, which just made everything even crazier. Okay, so that was my first live show, and that was crazy. So the rest of that week, I went live a few more times. I hadn't done any photographing of inventory yet because I wanted to get through my first week of launch before I photographed inventory, so that way, because it's a lot when you first get all of that at once to try to photograph that stuff. So I wanted to get through as much sales that first week as I could without photographing, so then I had less stuff to take photographs of. Does that make sense? Okay, so I went live a few more times that week to show some different styles that I didn't get to the first time. And then that Saturday I had my in-home launch, and we had probably about 10 people show up. It was so much fun. It was just amazing to get to help these women dress themselves, not like going in the dressing room with them and dressing them, but like, see, now my computer's going to shut off on me in the middle of this. Okay, but to like help them pair up outfits and then try them on and then them feel beautiful. But that's why we do this, right? That's why we join LuLaRoe. That and, you know, the perks of being able to shop off your own inventory. But that was why I joined LuLaRoe, was to help women see themselves as beautiful like they are. So that was amazing. Had so much fun. Okay, the next week I did a live shop the box, which I do order a new box every week. So every week that I've been selling, I have ordered a new box so that I can have fresh inventory every week to be able to do a shop the box or to be able to have fresh inventory for a pop-up. So every time that I get a new box in, I try to go live the next day or so and do a shop the box for my VIP people. So other than doing that live shop the box that week, I did start photographing, and it took me pretty much all week to get through photographing that initial inventory. I also did an outfit sale, which was a lot of fun. I loved putting together the outfits. Okay, so that first month, we had a lot of other stuff going on too in my family. So when I first onboarded, my mom was in the hospital in ICU. And then the second month of my time in LuLaRoe, we found out that my grandmother has lung disease. And my grandmother and I have always been really close. So that was really difficult for me. And also during that time, my youngest son, who is only 5 months at that time, 7 months now, is really sick, and we weren't sure what it is. And so we've been going through a lot of doctor's appointments, gone to pulmonologists and stuff, and at this point all we really know is that it's probably baby asthma. So that's a lot of information, just to suffice it to say that while I was putting all this time into LuLaRoe, I also had a lot of other stuff going on in my family that was also taking a lot of my attention. And one of the things that I went into this business wanting to be sure that I did from the beginning was to make sure that my priorities were straight. I love LuLaRoe, and I love the opportunity that it's allowing me to bless other women and to have fun. But first and foremost, my relationship with God comes first, and then my relationship with my husband and my children, and then in my family if when needed, and then LuLaRoe. And so that did take some time, you know. I did have to kind of put in a little bit more of my own time with God and stuff because of all the stuff that was going on in my family and I was struggling with, and that helped me get through. And LuLaRoe was a really good distraction for me too. So I'm really rambling right now, and I'm sorry for that, and I could probably cut all this out, but I feel like it really explains a lot about how LuLaRoe blesses you in ways that you don't expect. So ever since I had my son last fall, he was our third, and it was a really traumatic delivery, and I think I talked about that in one of the other videos that I did, but it was a really, really traumatic delivery. And ever since then, I was really struggling with anxiety and having panic attacks. It was a lot of PTSD symptoms where I would have these nightmares of feeling like I was almost dying or being crushed because of some of the things that I went through during that delivery. And so I say that to say that, you know, all the stuff that was going on with my family could have really brought out all of that anxiety a lot. And ever since I started doing LuLaRoe, I have not had a single panic attack. And I didn't even realize it at first until the other day when I was thinking about it, and was just amazed at the fact that that's just one of the many incredible blessings that I did not expect with this, that has come from doing this. And I think just maybe finding my passion in it, I think, is what has really helped. So, okay. Lot going on. I really probably, other than the first 2 weeks where I had to do all the photographing and kind of get in the groove of things, other than the first 2 weeks, I have probably only put about 15 to 20 hours in per week on LuLaRoe, We've just had, like I said, a lot of other stuff going on, and you know, I do have 2 kids at home. My oldest son is in pre-K. He'll be homeschooled next year, and end of the year stuff. So it's just been a lot of stuff, and really honestly, that was kind of where I wanted to be, was making sure that I was blessing my family, spending my time with God, and then being a blessing to women that I came into contact with through LuLaRoe. And so all of that has fallen into place, and it's just felt really good, guys. Like, amazing. So I wanted to update you guys on what I have done business-wise since joining LuLaRoe. I have added 2 new styles since joining. I've added the Perfect Tee, which I highly recommend because everybody loves the Perfect Tee, evidently. And I have added the Joy because it's summertime, and so it's a really good layering piece. I love the Sarahs, but I live in Georgia, and most of my customers are in the South, so it's really a little too hot for summertime. I do plan to add that before the fall. But I added the Joy, and I added the Perfect Tee. What else? This past week got my first Lula baby. So somebody has joined underneath me. Actually, I have 2 Lula babies because they are a partnership, and I am so excited for them. I can't wait for them to get their onboarding call because I know they are going to be amazing. And if you are interested in joining our amazing team, I will post my link down below so that you can look into it and contact me, and we can chat and see what your goals and your dreams are, because I definitely want to help you make those come true. So 3 of my goals in this business were to make a minimum of $4,500 a month so that I could reinvest and grow my inventory at the same time as paying back my initial investment, and to be able to get it paid off within 5 to 6 months at the most, while growing my inventory. So let me say that this is not, I'm not saying that it would take me that long, but since I am growing my inventory and reinvesting money back, I wanted to be able to set aside 30% of those to be able to pay off my investment every month, and in addition to setting aside money for taxes. Okay, so that was one. The second goal was to get my first to grow my team with a first sponsor within the first 4 months. And it's been 2 months, and I have my first one. And I am so excited. They actually found me because I had put my information on the retailer's map. So if you have not done that and you're a LuLaRoe consultant, I really recommend that, because I have several people who have found me because they were looking for somebody local and checked out the retailer's map. Okay, so the first one was my monthly income goal. The second one was my team goal. And then my third one was my inventory goal, which is to grow my inventory to 800 pieces within the first 4 months. I am 2 months in. Like I said, I've added 2 styles. Right now, my inventory is just over 600 pieces. I can't remember exactly what it was when I started after adding, because I did add on I added on some leggings, and I added on extended sizes, because a lot of the pieces that you get don't include either some of the extra small or the 2X and 3X, and I wanted to make sure that I had something for everybody in every style. So I added the extended sizes, and I added leggings. And I want to say that maybe it came out to around 400 pieces. I honestly don't remember that. But either way, it's probably added around 150 to 200 pieces in my first 2 months. And I plan on adding a lot more over the next 2 months so that I can meet that 800 goal, because that's my last goal that I set when I started. And so now I am spending this week setting new goals, which is super exciting. I'm going to start doing some more training videos for my team, and you guys will probably see those on here. And I said that I wanted, obviously, since I just said that I met 2 of those goals, like I said, the first one, income one, was to be able to make at least $4,500 a month. So I will just say, since I can't fully disclose my income, that I have met that goal and exceeded it for both months, for both of my first 2 months. And that, when I say months, I mean not like March and April, because I started on the 12th of March. So I mean from the 12th to the 12th, and then the 12th to the 12th. And from here on out, though, I am going to only do the monthly updates. So it'll be like May, June, July, August. Does that make sense? Okay. So I have met and exceeded that minimum income goal. I more than paid back, or would have if I wasn't reinvesting. I've made enough to have paid back my initial investment in my very first month. Like, that's amazing, guys. Amazing. There's been things, like little things that have come up in my family that normally we would have stressed about. Like, we had to have our roof patched. We've had some issues with our washer and dryer, things like that we've had to put money into, that normally we would have stressed about. Like, okay, how are we going to pay for this? And my husband would have been stressing, and it would have caused a lot of anxiety just in our family in general, that we didn't have to stress about. And it may not have been very much, but those little things add up to a huge blessing for our family. And like, I don't even know how to express my gratitude for LuLaRoe and for what this is offering me. Not even just financially, but just having something to be passionate about again, and feeling like God is using me to share my story and to have a ministry in a different way than what I had ever expected. So if you are looking for a sponsor, I would love to be there for you. And I am here, whether or not you're looking for a sponsor or not, to answer any questions that you have. I hope that you have found this video to be helpful. If you would like to reach out to me or to join my group, I will post the links below. And I hope you all have an amazing week. And as always, I hope that you go through your week and that you choose joy. Love you guys. Bye.